What up, everybody? Welcome into another episode of Profit Picks. If you are new, we do always start the show by being transparent. And yesterday, it was a good day. I had the Lynx game over 163 and a half. No matter what number you had, it got there. And I didn't get there with the tempo game, but I should have. It looked like that was easy, even easier. Vino, I know you were talking about it. Did you get there? How's everything for you?
Yeah, we had a good day yesterday, Ski. We did leave the tempo and Chicago first half over here on the show as a best bet. Got there pretty easily. I did play it personally. Was not recommended to clients um, because I felt like maybe I had missed the number a little bit. But the winner yesterday was the same as yours. I think we talked it through here on the show. Atlanta, Minnesota. Second half was huge by both of those teams. Pace picked up, shooting picked up. I think we said it yesterday. Sometimes these overall statistics can be skewed a little bit. Number one defenses in the league, one and two, in the mid 170s. So cash that one, Ski. Last 2 days now 4-0, WNBA and NBA. So we're back on a good roll here.
Let's keep it going. Things are going well for both of us. So we'll start in the NBA. I think that's where we usually start out here. And that means first game up, Thunder in San Antonio. Opened up Spurs minus 3.5, still right there. Total open 218.5, still right there. Um, didn't even. I guess I should get back to the NBA injury report. I just been looking at WNBA all morning. Here we go. So for NBA, J Dub is still questionable. AJ Mitchell is out. For the Spurs, nobody's on the injury report. Um, it's hard to see J Dub playing and being effective really with a hamstring injury, but we'll see if he is out there. I did like the more McCain. I did like how they chose to attack the Spurs on you know they were attacking them on the side, like close on the side of the court, on the sideline, like putting Wimby in tough positions and making the defense have to rotate. I like what they did offensively. Will they be able to make those same shots here on the road? Will the Spurs have another adjustment defensively for it? We shall see. Vino, I couldn't help but notice as well. It felt like OKC was definitely getting some home cooking in that last game. I have to think that the Spurs get a friendlier whistle tonight too. Will that be enough for them to get the win? Will it be was it like 70 free throws again here tonight? How are you viewing this game?
Yeah, it's crazy, right, Ski? The game before we talked about when it was a 2-1 edge for OKC. Here comes Scott Foster to the rescue, and nobody shoots free throws. At least OKC didn't in that game. Got out free throwed, at least attempt wise, 32-18, 50. Jack that up to 70, 38 on one side, 32 on the other. It accounted for a lot of the scoring in that game. Not that I'm complaining, had over. So happy that we got that type of whistle. But here we get Zach Zarba and I think James Williams together. These two guys were part of the game one or one of the games in here, refereeing crews. Anyway, the Zach Zarba game, game one, was 101-101 after regulation. That game went double OT, pushed itself over the total. I don't know that we're going to get 70 free throws here, and I don't know that Oklahoma City's, role guys are going to make the shots that they made last game. Nobody from a starting lineup standpoint stood out from the field. I know SGA was 16 of 17 from the line, but OKC didn't shoot necessarily well in that game. Made some threes for sure, which did help the cause with the free throws. So I look at this one and
Not laughing at
I
you,
could
Vino.
see a couple of games ago without Williams and without AJ Mitchell here in San Antonio, defensively, they found a way. And I feel like game six, everything on the line, San Antonio defensively will find a way. I'm going to throw some numbers at you here, Ski. 8 games or 8 series so far in the 2026 playoffs have gone at least to a game six. Those game sixes, 6 of the 8 have stayed under this total by far, by at least 10 points. We're looking at 218.5, 219 tonight. 6 of the 8 game sixes have reached 208 max in regulation. The only two that went over this number were the Knicks when they scored 140 against Atlanta, 140 to 89, and the Spurs when they scored 139 in Minnesota, 139 to 109. Other than that, something about game six gets defensive, gets a little, a few less possessions. I know we talked last game about these teams wanting to get shots off before the defenses can set. Um, I don't know. Under doesn't come from me an awful lot, but I really feel like game six here just seems to be an under type of game. I don't think we'll get as many free throws. You got 61 points from the free throw line last game. I don't know that Oklahoma City shot making, it really hasn't been there all series long, to tell you the truth. So you're depending on them to make threes here. And OKC's defense, for what it's worth, has been really, really good in this series. San Antonio has not broken loose. In fact, San Antonio hasn't hit their season average in points scored in one four-quarter game in this series. And the only time they got over, I think, was the overtime game, and that was even close, double overtime. So I could see this one staying under. A little hesitant to take 3.5. Maybe not as hesitant to lay 3.5 with San Antonio at home, but rather than deal with side, I'd rather deal with total here and play this one under. And you have 219 posted there on the banner. There's plenty of 219s available. So guys, shop it. You can get plenty of 219s. I think maybe an overall consensus line is 218.5, but there's no way you can't find a 219 right now.
Yeah, so I think I'm in agreement. I see this more as a Spurs and under type of game. Vegas Bruce says Spurs 69% off of a loss. Says 5-0 straight up at 4-1 ATS so far these playoffs. Um, I am in agreement with that. Brian likes Spurs and team total over. Well, we gave you our opinion about the total. He's asking. We gave you our opinion. I like this comment. This is why I laughed earlier, Veno. Since you guys sharpen my listening skills, my marriage is better too.
I don't know. I don't know that we should be doing any show on romantic. Well, maybe we should be doing on romantic advice. Looks like we're pretty good at it right there. Thanks for that comment. That is pretty funny.
Yeah, that's a good one, Brian. All right, that'll be it for NBA. Let me see if I can move on over to the women's side. That looks like aces and wings. The opener says 4. I thought I saw an opener like 1.5, and I really couldn't believe it when I saw it. But regardless, I see 5s or 5.5s now. Total has come down from 177. I'll call it 176.5 everywhere. As far as injuries, let me get back to Dana Evans out for the aces. For the wings, you have Paige, Enrique, and Alana Smith, all game time decision. Huge pieces. And let me just look a little bit closer because I think I saw like doubtful. Yeah, so Alana Smith is doubtful. Enrique and Paige are both, or I'm sorry, Enrique is questionable. Paige is probable. Aces are not the team you want to go up against and be shorthanded. I'll just start right there. And, when you got Asia Wilson on the other side, you probably really want Alana Smith to be down there. It just seems like it's going to be really tough for the Wings to win this game. Ace is also coming off of a loss. It should be pretty focused. Aces with a little bit more rest than the Wings as well. I'd have to think, Aces are the right side here. I'd have to think they can name their number. What do you think about Aces and Wings?
Yeah, I think 1 + 1 = 2, Skee, just the way that you said it there. It's going to be difficult. And this illness thing is running through a couple of locker rooms here right now in the WNBA. So I wouldn't expect either Enrique or Alana Smith to play. I mean, it's been 2 games that Satu has sat out due to illness, and those games were separated Sunday to Wednesday. So she even had 2 full days to recoup and couldn't do it. So if you start right there with the subtractions from the Dallas rotation, those are huge. Like you say, Enrique didn't have a great shooting game last game, but she's still important to the offense. There's no question about it, as is Alana Smith. As you mentioned, the interior play here with Asia Wilson down low, you have to have all your weapons. Paige looks like she's going to go. Dallas had a great shooting game. Easy Fudd, especially Sunday against the Liberty. We'll see. Las Vegas is funny, Ski. I think we said this last year quite a bit defensively. Sometimes they take it off. Sometimes they play. When Becky gets mad, they play good defense. I figured they'll play good defense here. I think the Aces are the right side. I wouldn't want it to climb any higher than this because Dallas is always they do have some capable people. End of game, fourth quarter, maybe stick a 3-pointer that hurts you in the end. But I think at this price tag, you have to look Las Vegas. Rest is there for both sides, but I'm coming from the Las Vegas angle here. I think it's especially important to them. So I think Las Vegas on the road, pretty good spot here.
We're in agreement. Let's take a look at the Fever and the Valkyries opened up -1 for Indiana. Now flip of favorites. We have Golden State -1.5. Total open 169.5, and it looks like that's down as low as 167 right now. Nobody on the injury report for Golden State. Caitlin Clark is game time decision, and Bree Hall looks like she's out. Caitlin Clark is actually probable for tonight. Man, my first thought here, Vino, is the Valkyries. I feel like they've been playing much better basketball than the Fever, and I think that's the line is pretty telling of that because I think the Fever are the more talented team in general. But we know how Golden State has been at home, and they're playing better right now. I would look towards Golden State. As far as the total, I feel like Golden State games, even though they play slow, they've been a little higher scoring. I feel like I remember you talking about they like to shoot a lot of threes, et cetera, et cetera. If they're playing like that versus the Fever, I would disagree with the total coming down. So maybe Valkyries and over. How are you looking at this one?
Well, it's interesting because it's a pretty quick turnaround, and I don't know if we're going to get Tiffany Hayes versus Caitlin Clark part two, but that got a little chippy last time, and I'm sure Golden State on their home floor tonight probably wants to return the favor. I had that game on the 22nd, Ski 6 days ago. I had it over the total, and I think at that time I said the baseline for any Indiana game, in my opinion, should be 173. That game was totaled at, I think, 167, 167 and a half, and it went over. They got to 172, 90-82 final. Golden State, every single win, I read this morning, every single win that they've had this year has been by double digits, at least 10 or more. So when they shoot it really well, they do have the tendency to score higher, to blow teams out. With Xander Lassini back, that's a big deal too. Added an added shooter into their lineup. I'm hesitant to take Indiana here because I think Golden State has had time since that game in Indiana to get motivated. If they weren't already motivated, there'll be a little extra motivational fuel because that Tiffany Hayes, Caitlin Clark thing hit social media like crazy and didn't die and still hasn't really died. So I think that Golden State defensively going to find a way here. They're a way better defensive team than Indiana is, that's for sure. So I think I kind of like the line move here. I think Indiana opened 1.5. Game moved as soon as Caitlin Clark's status was reported as questionable, but like you say, now it looks like she's going to play. So I think Golden State's probably the right side here in the rematch. If it wasn't such a quick turnaround rematch, I might look the other way, but I think Golden State at home is the right side here.
All right, that'll wrap it up for us today. Let's see what we got here. Good old faithful double the NBA court vision. 3 days for $59. You can rock with Rob Veno and myself. NBA playoffs continue to be great for both of us. I mean, you heard him say he's hit 4 bets in a row. Do you know where we're at now? I mean, I think
well, as of yesterday, I had us at like 68 units combined, and we won
okay.
again. But the yesterday wasn't NBA though, so let's just stick to NBA. And I think we're close to 70, like 68, 69 units ahead.
All right, so yes, it's a way to check us out right here if you didn't want to do longer term. I personally do have this going. Buy WNBA, get the rest of the NBA playoffs for free. So different ways to get involved. Vino, I want to ask you if there's anything else you would like to promote, and if you have a best bet, we love to hear it. If you don't, it's all good.
Yeah, I would only just recommend that Hall of Fame, Wager Talk Hall of Fame advertisement that you showed first. That thing is the best thing marketing ever did at Wager Talk. Both been really good. I'm looking here just to make sure, Ski. It looks like I said 68. It's up over 70 for both of us combined. So I know you're carrying the bulk of that. It's been good for me this week. So hopefully it continues. Tonight, where WNBA is concerned, the first game we talked about, I'll leave as a best bet here. I think Las Vegas has every edge available to them tonight. Sometimes they get lackadaisical and get a little frustrated when you bet them, but I don't think that'll happen tonight. I think they come to play against Dallas here. Dallas shorthanded. So for me, it'll be Las Vegas minus the points. Best bet for the show.
Yeah, I can agree with that. I won't actually leave a best bet because the only one I have for today is a 5% play in the NBA. But I do agree that the Aces should be able to get the job done. I played one for tomorrow if you guys want to get a head start. So just letting you guys know I played one WNBA play for tomorrow as well. Vino, always appreciate you taking the time to cap these games with me. Helps my process. I'm sure you help out everybody else as well. Chat, we appreciate you guys and what you bring to the show. Best of luck, everybody, on all of your action, and we will catch you all tomorrow.